So the October changes changed inheritance tax from being a domicile-based system to being a residence-based system. If you are considered to be a long-term resident of the UK, which means that for 10 out of 20 years prior to the year being considered, we're talking about tax years here, then you would be subject to inheritance tax on your worldwide assets at the point of death. If you're a long-term non-resident, which means you've been non-resident for 10 out of the 20 tax years before, I'll say the relevant event, but generally before death, then it would you'd only be subject to inheritance tax on your UK-based assets.
And this is particularly problematic because, yes, there are countries that don't charge income tax on earnings, but generally they are so-called tax havens. Some countries in the Middle East,
Yeah.
but your general run-of-the-mill country,
Yeah.
charges inheritance tax. Charges income tax. The thing that's difficult with inheritance tax is a lot of countries don't have it.
Yeah.
And so it does make the UK quite anomalous.
Yes.
And certainly, I think he's called Najef Sawiris, who is co-owner of Aston Villa Football Club, cited the inheritance tax thing, particularly on his relocation to Italy. I know that Lakshmi Mittal also made the same comments, because if you're a big shareholder of like Mittal, you're talking billions and billions of pounds worth of value that the UK is suddenly going, oh yeah, we're going to tax that at 40%.
Yeah.
And what's absurd is that it's like you'd be much better off having a system whereby he gets taxed on his dividends. And it comes back to that whole thing of like your average non-dom taxpayer pays 170,000 quid of tax. Your average taxpayer pays 7,000 quid in tax. What possible reason is there to drive out the people who pay 170 grand?
Yeah.
But yeah, the inheritance tax one is a bit of a nuanced one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's clear whether or not they're going to change that particular part of it, but certainly they're going to have to come up with some sort of scheme that's a bit more attractive.
Yeah.
Reform have recently announced their Britannia card, which is all a bit silly in the context of the idea of collecting fees for a Britannia card and distributing it to the lowest paid. I mean, how on earth are they going to do that? I mean, the UK government can't organise anything. They're not going to be able to organise that. But yeah, the inheritance tax point, it'll be interesting to see how that develops.